This is episode 41 of the Rhythm and Rhymes podcast. I'm your host, AJ Hughes, and we're here with my co-host Antonio Hughes. Have you thought about this headline, the tag? Have you thought about it more?
I couldn't come up with something different than that, but I think something in that realm. I just gotta write it out.
We the bridge. We the bridge, nigga. We the No, I'm just playing. How was your week? How was your week? We're recording on a Monday, so this is different, but so we got a little bit more time. How was your week?
It was chill. I really didn't do much. School kind of just puts me back in routine, so I was kind of just in here editing and doing different new schoolwork. I finally got in that African American history class. I missed a full week of work, so I gotta email the teacher so I could try to get that back because I literally wasn't in the class. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain.
That's good. That's good. It was I ain't gonna lie. I barely listened to music this last week. I did a little bit of DJing on live last week. I did a little bit of DJing. Um, I was in my Jasmine Sullivan bag. I was in my Blast bag. Mary J. Blige. Who else was I listening to? I was listening to a lot of people. I don't know. I even got my Sir bag for a bit. You know what I'm saying? Haven't listened to Sir in forever. But there were some a lot more dance hall topics I'm getting into recently. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm glad I'm finding some because I feel like when we started, it was a lot Afro beats heavy, reggaeton heavy, and I think the dance hall stuff is just as interesting recently. But I want to start off with why bullying works. Right, bullying definitely works. Shenseea has said she's dropping dance hall this year. We talked about how Russian said the tiff was she wanted to make like pop and R&B, and everybody was like, no, we want you to make dancehall. And she was like, fuck all that. But now she came back and said that people were frustrated with the music she was putting out, and she heard everybody, and she's got dancehall coming out this year, and I'm excited about that. I don't know if you're a dancehall Shenseea fan, but I feel like what she has coming based off like her last couple singles. She did Talk Truth, which was really good. She did a song with Lola Brooke, which I liked. So I think this next album is about to be pretty good.
I really haven't been exposed to much dance hall since Shenseea. Sorry, I definitely like dance hall in general, so I think it's something I'm gonna check out. I gotta get into her music more. I know I've been listening a little bit, but not as much as I should be.
Yeah, I would say in terms of the dance hall scene, like you got Spice is like she's like the GOAT. I don't She's basically the GOAT in the women's department. And then after that, I would say Shenseea is like next. I saw Shenseea at Afro Nation last year. She was the replacement for Beanie Man. And she's a really good performer. I would love to go to like a regular Shenseea concert if I ever get the chance. But, you know, we'll see. I just think, the people say like critiquing artists and what they decide to make, people can make whatever they want to make, but bullying works, as we've seen here. Next, I want to get into TJ. I don't know if you know who TJ is. Have you heard the song Drift? Have you heard that song? Okay. That's like a dancehall anthem from last year. It's a big song. I'll play it for you after this. But he's dropping an EP through Warner Records on February 2nd. It's a 9-track EP and it's co-produced by Shaggy, the one and only. I think this is dope because Popcorn said something that I think um, one of the reasons dancehall isn't the biggest genre in the world or isn't bigger than it already is, partially is because it's singles driven. You know what I'm saying? They put out a lot of singles, independent songs. They don't really put together bodies of work. And he was saying that around the time he signed to OVO, he was trying to put together albums and stuff like that. And so to see newer artists at least taking the approach of putting out projects, bodies of work, even if it's just an EP, it's somewhere to start. I think is dope. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of this global music, as we're seeing, is being put on center stage. We'll see that with the next topic as well, but I'm excited for what this project is going to do.
I'm definitely excited to get into those features for sure. I'm a big Skilly Bang fan, so I'm definitely gonna be tapping into that one. And I don't know if the original version or the version with DeVito of Drift came out before, but I mean like before the album. But I definitely want to hear that too, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we talked about how they were signing a lot of dancehall and Afrobeats artists last year, but I think this year is when they're probably all going to start releasing. Like, if Shenseea is putting out a project, TJ's putting out a project. Burna Boy is putting out another project, I'm pretty sure. Um, but yeah, we'll see how this one turns out. That's 2 weeks from now. I saw a project. Oh, Ludfo. I forgot to put that on here. Ludfo putting out an album this weekend. Ludfo. Ludfo back, bruh. That hey brought me back. Dan Kalanga posted it
Yeah, I'm
up.
not gonna lie. I feel like his like I said in my video, bro. His style of music kind of fits with what's going on right now. And I think he would be wrapping circles around a lot of people. So I mean, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna bump it. I'll come back in here with my analysis of that on Friday or on Sunday. My bad, but
Yeah, we need the Ludfo. We need the Ludfo review when you get it. But the last thing I want to talk about, like I said, this is gonna be mad short. Uh, Burner Boy performing at the Grammys. I'm here to hate. I'm here to hate again. You know what I'm saying? Um, so he is one of the performers at this year's Grammys, and while I have mixed opinions about this. Partially, like, yeah, Afrobeats to the world, everybody gets to see it, yada yada yada, whatever. But a couple of months ago, Burna Boy posted on his story. And I think it's fair to say Burna Boy is the biggest artist in Africa today. I think that's fair to say. I think you could have the debate with WizKid or whatever, but I think in terms of an international global appeal, Burna Boy is the biggest artist. He he put out, with the numbers I'm seeing on this contract, these next few years of my life are about to show me if I really love doing music. God must really want to test my love for music. I might bounce on y'all like Rihanna. The reason Rihanna bounced, the money's not in the music when you're with the major label, right? So I'm looking at this and it's sort of like, I don't know, it's like the participation trophy to me. To me, it's like the participation trophy. While most people might not be aware of the Afrobeat side of it, and it might appeal him to a larger demographic, if his numbers are, if the biggest artist in Africa's numbers are not returning him the funds based on his contract that he's happy with seeing, and he's thinking about leaving music like Rihanna, it's like, what is this? Like, what do we? I don't want to say what do we care, but it is a little. How do I say this? Watching all of the dance hall and the Caribbean and the Afrobeats artists and the UK artists get to shine or like get notoriety, it's cool. But I mean, like, if they're all just getting put in shit contracts, we're gonna get like 2 or 3 years out of them, and they're gonna do them like they did rap. So it's like I'm thinking preemptively, like, okay, now they just did what they did with us, the Americans, with the rest of the world. And it's like, is this just the only way to do it? Or is this just what we're gonna keep doing? They're just gonna keep recycling the same thing. Like, I don't really care if he's at the Grammys, but I would care if he continues to make music. You know what I mean?
yeah, I think we kind of just see it with how the music business moves. Like, I feel like people don't come in with leverage most of the time when they're trying to get into deals. Like, I remember I saw, or I was talking to my roommate about this rapper named Lil Easy, and a few years ago he had a couple songs that, like, you remember some of his songs that blew up. Like, he had a couple songs, but then he immediately signed a super big deal, and now he's over here like complaining about that and putting up, oh, I'm doing features and stuff like that. Like, it get bad when people start posting their features on Instagram again. Like, that's just, you remember when G Herbo started posting, oh, I'm doing features, I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
That's when we knew he got arrested. But either way, I think most of these African artists too, like a lot of them have songs out, but not enough to where it's a full body of work that you can bring them something like, yo, I'm already producing X, and now I should be able to get Y because of that. Like, I feel like if they were coming in with more leverage, or maybe I just don't know, maybe I'm wrong. If they were coming in with more leverage, I feel like that's when people end up in really bad deals. It's not having the leverage.
I think you're right and you're wrong in a weird, like, I don't even think you're right or wrong. It's like, okay, Burner this is where they get to fudging numbers, I think. Burner Boy did 22,000 in America first week. He sold out a stadium in New York. Somebody said, I don't know who it was, but somebody was like, yo, there was more than 22,000 people in that stadium. They were like, there's more than 22,000 people in that stadium. And that's just under the assumption that like if he, how do I say this? Do we really believe that he only got 22,000 first week in America? Like, is that believable? Do you think that's believable? No. So if that's the case, and he's been signed to Atlantic since, I think since like more, he had an album called, I don't know, bro. He's one, two, three, four. This is like his fourth or fifth album with Atlantic, bro. So it's not like he doesn't have, and he had like three albums before that. So I'm using him as the example because he's the bar at the moment. He had a body of work before he came here. He has a body of work with them, and then he re-upped, and the re-up is still a shit deal. So it's the like, what does the end look like? It's like he's not Drake. Like nobody's Drake, so it's like nobody's gonna get the Drake package. So at that point, it's like I feel like the writing's on the wall. I feel like this is just gonna continuously happen until people just are like, okay, no more labels. But I don't know if that I don't know if that day ever comes.
I do think there's gonna be a point in time where there's more people who are off labels than on them. Like I feel like it's starting to, or at least not starting to, but there's a large percentage of artists or some artists right now that are big that have been able to do it solo or have been able to blow themselves up solo. I was thinking about this the other day. I feel like half the time your brand is bigger than your music before you even really drop songs for real. Like I feel like one person who's been blowing up is this girl that Lil Yachty signed. Her name's Caribou, and she literally has 3 songs out. She's a solid rapper. I kind of like the chill flow that she does, but like she has 3 songs out. It's not like you have all this like this giant body of work to be like, oh, she's so good or like she has so much quality out. It's mostly like your brand can carry you. So I feel like if people can learn how to blow up their own brand more and learn how to market, learn how like the internet works and how to um how to make themselves pop on their own and even how to get funding, stuff like that. I feel like it could be more of a thing. I feel like it's very much so possible, but with the connections that labels have, it makes sense on why people don't.
Yeah, whatever. I guess I'm not watching the Grammys, so I don't really care. But I just thought it was interesting to bring this up because I seen it. I seen a lot of people like happy for him, and I don't know. I don't care about the look anymore. The look I don't care about. I really don't. Last thing, since G Herbo got brought up, thought it was worth mentioning. Usually we're not like reporting on stuff. G Herbo was sentenced today this wasn't today. This was 11 days ago on the 11th. G. Herbo was sentenced to in a Massachusetts federal court after pleading guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud and make a false statement to a federal official. The Chicago rapper, who faced up to 20 years in prison, is sentenced to 3 years probation and was ordered to pay $139,878. Wait, $839,878 and a $5,500 fine. Hey, bro, the boy, I was nervous for a second. I was nervous. He's putting out the best music of his life. He was sponsoring weed companies on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? He was doing every feature. He was, yo, hit me with a deal. Hit me with a deal. I unfollowed him on Instagram. It was that bad. But, the boy's still out, the boy free, and I hope we get into music. That's all I'm saying.
I definitely think we're gonna get new music soon, like for sure.
Got to. Okay. Let's just rap, bro. I'm not, for reasons not worth saying, I think I want to rap. You got songs for us this week?
I do have songs for the week. I actually have two.
Okay.
One of them is called "Back Outside" by Shenseea and Lotto. Shenseea kind of has that like uh chill flow, kind of like Caribou, like the kind of lazy flow or whatever. She kind of has that, and I like that song. What I heard from it, and Lotto was on there, so I checked that out. And then there's this guy named Chico Russ. I think he's from Canada. I'm not gonna lie, like he was tagged. 2 or 3 of his Instagram posts were tagged in Ontario, and honestly, kind of gave me that Canada type of vibe. But this is an R&B song called Into Deep. He has 2 songs out, but he already has 200,000 on Spotify, and I think this song was really dope. He tagged in his Instagram post that he was trying to bring back that 2000s feel with the R&B. So it did kind of give me a Chris Brown type of vibe for sure, like early Chris Brown. So I could see that. But In Too Deep by Chico Russ and Back Outside by Enicia and Lotto.
Oh, okay. All right. I got two songs for y'all. Very different songs. Skepta back outside. I just want to say that Skepta is back outside. Put out a single called Jane Grover, featuring Odumodu Block, Idris Elba, and somebody named Tribal Mark. Um, Interesting beat choice. I'll say that for sure. But I think the collab is worth a listen. So that's my first one. And then El Malo by Eladio Carrion and Sech. Um, that's a good song. Not much to say on like the production on there, but I think Sech is just like, I don't know, his voice is crazy. So those are my two songs, Jane Grova and El Malo. That's it for y'all. I mean, that's it for us this week, man. We're not gonna drag it on. We're not gonna do that. Not this week. We got something coming for y'all though. We got something in the tuck. I'm hyped.
So about that. All right.
Yeah, yeah.